Let's get started. Let's see. Let's see what Asmongold has to say about what he did. I'm very late with this information because he got like banned like a week ago or so. So here I am, 1 week late. Everyone has already milked this shit. So, if you haven't seen this video, then you're in the right place. And if you have, then you're at the wrong place, right? Anyways, that said, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, press like, and comment all the nice things. All bad things, I don't care. It's interesting to read all the comments, to be honest. Sometimes I get some very interesting comments, and they're not the most positive ones. Sometimes there's good feedback, critique, and whatever. But anyways, that's about it. So let's get started. Let me get this video open. Boom, boom. So my plans moving forward. If you don't know, like I said before, basically he got suspended for saying some pretty messed up stuff regarding the Palestine and Israel conflict, saying some very very Reddit level stuff, which was pretty weird for a streamer at that scale to say. Very very odd behavior, but I think because he has been like streaming for so long, like doing those 8-hour streams per day, like every single day from Monday to Sunday, I think it's just like he didn't have much like valid perspective about things. And if you just like descend to that level of this kind of brain rot internet kind of ways of communication, I think that's what got him. But anyways, let's see what he has to say.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for getting suspended on Twitch, and also what my plans are going forward. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that.
I think that's truly messed up. Like, no matter what anyone says, you like going after someone and saying such comments, like telling people to unalive themselves, I think that is crazy. That's internet bullying, and it's not okay, right? Like, he messed up, he said some pretty nasty stuff, but you shouldn't go after him like saying stuff like that, I think it's like he was already like in a dark place in a way when he was actually saying stuff like that. Like, you need to be a little bit messed up, right? So going after someone, talking about stuff like that, telling them to unalive themselves, I think that's crazy. That's not okay, right?
So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas, and I said something about it that was disgusting.
Yeah, and I think the main problem is, like, you shouldn't talk about things on that level if you don't really know about those things exactly. When all your information comes from Reddit or Twitter, or some okay, news articles and so on, like, you don't really have the full picture. You're not like an expert regarding this topic. So like slamming our religion or culture and stuff like that, like, if you don't really even know why and how like the conflicts get started and all this like cultural differences and so on, I don't really think someone should talk about that on that level, especially when your platform is so high or huge. Like, when you have like 20, 30, 40k viewers, I mean, that's a very, very huge platform, right? So you're basically spreading this kind of very, very messed up information or opinion regarding something that you actually don't know. So if you even haven't been to that country, you haven't even like been close to that, you don't really know anything, right? You just basically reflect on other people's opinions and stuff like that, like the stuff you have been reading or hearing and stuff like that. So I think that was his first mistake, to even talk about a political topic like that. That's why I think YouTubers and streamers should try to avoid topics like that, unless it's like directly influencing them or like very close to them, or they are like experts in that field. Basically, a World of Warcraft player talking about that is, it's a stretch. He doesn't know, and that's the issue. And just saying some very nasty stuff, I mean, that's not okay regardless, right?
I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort. And I feel like almost, I've rewatched the clip, right, or a number of the clips, and it's like I've almost made an effort not to draw a distinction between the two things.
Yeah, obviously when you talk about stuff like that, you can't talk about everyone when there's like, if there are like many extreme people in every subculture and culture and religion. So you can't just like slam everyone, even though there's like only few people doing stuff like that. Oh, well, not few, but like the minority of people, right? I mean, at least he owns up to what he said. Like, so far, 2 minutes in, this semi-apology is, well, it's better than the most of what I've seen so far. Usually they have puppies or they're crying, so he doesn't have a puppy and he's not crying. Unless we are talking about those toys here. So, alright.
I think this has been going on now for like 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, like I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude, like nasty, like just callous, psychopathic version of myself.
I think the main reason, like, why he has been in a decline is because of the community he has. Because there are a lot of viewers, and everyone is kind of like hyping up to this whole drama, like what happens like all the time, every time, everywhere. Basically, he wakes up, he starts reading news, scrolls through Twitter, gets into some, well, he doesn't get into the drama, but he observes the drama, goes on to stream, and then he is talking about that stuff, right? Like basically reacting to everything all the time. So it's and because the people have also been there just like for the drama all the time. I think that's one of the dangers of being like a react streamer or a drama streamer, is when you are always covering like negative stuff, then your community may get into this vibe as well. So a lot of like Asmongolds viewers are very like toxic, and everyone knows that for a very long time, right? Like his viewers are mostly toxic, and he has been a very toxic streamer as well. There was some moments where he was actually more wholesome, but he has been in this decline as well, because I for one have been watching his content, and I think it's pretty interesting most of the time, but sometimes he has very extreme takes, or the takes are very Reddit level, like they're very, very offensive or very, very aggressive. I can agree what he's saying right there, like he has been in a decline for sure.
Looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback and, you know, just getting hyper fixated, this is like your entire life, you lose a perspective on reality.
I think that's also like makes sense what he says, because I mean that's very crazy for someone to stream every day like 8 hours or 12 hours, like almost every single day. I think that's not okay. Like you have no ways of getting new experiences really. You're just in the interwebs. You're like basically an internet troll who is just like getting all this new information and just eating the shit up all the time, all day, all the time. And you're just like marinating in your own juices all the time. You're not getting any new information or experiences really. You're not learning anything new. You just learn about the internet scum basically all the time. So I think that has been very unhealthy, because whenever I watch Asmongold streams, it's always a drama. He's just like covering everything all the time, but I don't think he's like really fulfilling himself. So he's just expressing his stale opinions all the time, and it's okay that people have like, you know, you will get stale eventually, but if you are gaining new experiences or learning new stuff, I think that's like what makes you more fresh, so you have better takes on something.
People that were Islamic and people that were family in Palestine, and how humiliating is that? How absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was trying to say were bad.
I think that's very wholesome that the local people actually reached out and say like, hey, what's up, you know? Why are you saying shit like that? And I think that's good, because when you tell someone to unalive themselves or like just like fighting fire with fire essentially, that's not gonna help, right? Because he didn't do anything like super serious, right? We are not talking about like the PDF levels and whatever has been going on with the streamers lately. Yeah? He just made some very nasty comments and said some very dumb shit, right? So you shouldn't tell people to like go unalive themselves like for that. I think at least I think that's a very extreme thing to say or to do to anyone. So you shouldn't attack people for that. He got suspended, so he got a warning, right? So that's basically what Twitch did, and I think that's like rightful. You shouldn't allow that kind of stuff to happen. So I don't think he got permabanned. I think that's just a suspension for like I don't know, 14 days or 30 days. He slipped up. He said some mean, right? It's not okay, and he got banned or suspended, right? He got suspended, and that's about it, right?
I've always had a negative opinion of religion, and I've also had a negative opinion of religious cultures. I think that opinion is definitely shaped by the media that I've created, and the media I've created for myself, and then also just the media that exists, the media that I've chose to seek out as well.
I think that's a very good point, like the media he has seeked out himself, because when you surround yourself with those subgroups, like in Reddit, when you are surrounding yourself with the algorithms, basically, is you are getting the information that is targeted to you. So you're like said before, you're like marinating in your own filth all the time. You're getting the stuff that you are interested in, or the views that maybe are more aligned or like could be aligned with you. So you just get some like stuff that is pushed directly to you, and that kind of forms your bad opinions or like some very one-sided views and opinions. And that's why it's bad, and that's why you may get some very unhealthy views and opinions regarding some topics like religion, for example. And I think overall religion is a topic that has it's a very, very big topic, right? But I think it's not taught very well, because you should actually talk about all the religions, not basically push one religion. Because basically what it said, like when I was studying in school, I was basically pushed into Christianity in a way. Like I was only taught about that, and that's the right thing, and that's it, right? We are not talking too much about different religions, and I think that's bad. And that's why people can form some very unhealthy opinions regarding this topic, right? You should find and seek out maybe more information, especially when you're talking on a topic like that. You should maybe like pick up the holy book, right, on any side, right? Maybe look into that, see for yourself, maybe consult someone who is an expert in that field before speaking out, right? But yeah, I think overall, not a very good job is being done overall in the world regarding like how the Islamic religion is working and how even some other religions are working, right? So there's not too much information unless it's your culture. There's not too much information pushed, right? You shouldn't speak out on stuff, especially on that level stuff. You can shoot about like your opinions about some games that you don't like. I don't like Final Fantasy. I think it's not good. Based on the pictures I've seen. Maybe it's a good game, but I don't know it. And I don't like it. I played Final Fantasy very, very long time ago. I didn't like it. Now I don't like any of them, right? I could be wrong. Maybe they're good games. That's why I can't really speak out on that, right? Because I don't know it.
I had viewers messaging me on Discord, like, why are you saying this? Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, like, I'm willing to talk to you, and, like, like, let's try to work this out, right? We love you. And I scrolled up on their messages, and these are people that messaged me in, like, 2016, 2017, 2018, like, I love your content, I love your stream, I love you, right? And now they get to hear this from me, and I just feel like such a stupid belligerent.
I mean, it's nice that he has some, like, very nice people in his community as well. But as you can see, like as you can hear, he has been only willing to talk with those nice fans after this, right? So all the good people in his community have been like left on the side in a way, and haven't been they haven't been in the spotlight essentially, because well, they're reasonable people, like, and now after he's messed up so bad, he has actually been willing to talk with those people and have them reach out to him, right? So and that's it. That's the thing with his community. I've seen the stream chats. It's always very negative in his chat, and it's always like trying to roast everything all the time in a very negative manner. And that's why it has been the way it is, and I think that's why he finally slipped up. Because when you make content like that, when you react to everything all the time, every day, you just have your own opinion and a bunch of ideas and feedback and comments from your toxic community. I think that's like, it has just been piling up for so long, and that's why it finally just, he slipped up. He spoke on a topic he didn't know too much about, and he messed up.
I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism.
Everything extreme like that, you can have opinions on that. Like if you have like some very insane extreme stuff like that, like extremists, that's like, yeah, obviously that's not good. That's a no-brainer, right?
I said something that was bad. I should not have said that. I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't do that. I doubled down on it. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. That's pretty much. I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And so, actually, I do know what else to say. I don't like making apologies because I think words don't matter.
I think this is like debatable. I think mostly he's right about that. Like, you can't fix everything by just saying sorry. But it depends what you do, right? He caused the harm by saying something bad, so I think you can kind of fix it like, make it better by saying something, right? If you break something and then say sorry, then obviously that is not going to fix it, right? But when you say something bad, then you can, you only affect something with what you say on this level, right? And so you can just, the apology actually, it does work, right? I think it does work. What else can you do? There's nothing else you can do. You said some dumb and now you didn't do anything else, right? And now you are saying sorry, and yeah, I mean, in this situation, I think that's something he can do, right? It doesn't apply to every situation, obviously, but in this situation, I think it applies.
But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do.
And obviously that he needs to get better, right? And already writing stuff down, reflecting on what you did, why you even got into this mess, I think that's like already a progress, like a step forward.
I made a list of all of the things that I'm not doing in my life that I should be doing, and I was writing it down, and I'm like, like I'm just going. I'm like, oh my god, I think it'd be shorter if I transcribed the Bible. Like, this is insane. Like, whenever I have everything written down line for line, it's like, oh my god, I'm ruining my life. I've been existing, and I want to, at a certain point, actually try to live my life. And I don't think that I've been doing that. And so, what am I going to do? How am I going to do that differently? And what does that mean for my stream, etc.?
I think that's actually a good way to think about that. Like, mentioning his life has been like one-dimensional. That's what I said before. When you only do this thing, and if it's like your whole persona, you are not going to grow. You're not going to gain any like significant new experiences, and I think that has been the problem. Because I remember like he used to do like other kind of content as well. Like even the podcast is now, I think, has shut down. There was more like other like off-stream things he did. At least what I've seen, like he had those like he was hanging out with friends and doing like content like that, and hosting the game show and doing all kinds of like things away from the keyboard, right? But now it's like been just stream every day, playing, but not even playing games, right? Like I think he played World of Warcraft like a week, and that like he was done with it basically. Just I think he cleared the raid and boom, that's it. I don't know. He didn't play World of Warcraft very long either, which used to be the main thing he did. But now it's like he's not doing that. He's not doing gaming very much, at least from what I've seen. Every time I see him online, he does like just chatting and talking about stuff on Twitter. I think he needs to look back and see what worked and how he can improve and do some other kind of stuff. Because just lurking in the interwebs is extremely unhealthy.
Yeah, I've always been an
True.
But holy, I've been way more. It's insane. And it's a night and day difference. And
I think that like he's on point there, because whenever there is like some hilarious moments, it's usually him banning someone or like saying some very, very mean stuff to like someone he's about to ban. I think that's been the most, and obviously like reacting to some dumb shit as well, like being very mean. Sometimes it's justified. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Maybe this is too far. Maybe I need a course correction. Which is why I think that like getting suspended in this, I hope that it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And I don't know whether that's going to be true, but I'm going to try to do things differently and make sure to live up to that reality.
Well, I hope so as well. Like, if he can get out of this mess, if the main fan base is going to accept that apology and be like, okay, if he's going to get back on track and he's going to make more positive content eventually, he doesn't need to change like everything, right? Because he has like his own takes and stuff and this critique, and there are lots of like very dumb people out there, so like making fun of them every now and then, seeing some very ridiculous TikToks or videos or content and stuff like that, laughing about that, that's funny. I think that's okay. But toning down and the overall toxicity, I think that's a step forward. If he can manage to do that, yeah, I think that's important.
I think that one thing this thing has taught me, this whole situation has taught me, it's made me realize, is that I need to get myself in check. I need to get my mind under control. I need to, just get my life I need to fix my life.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the idea is good. He needs to work on himself. Like said before many times now, he needs to do some other things apart from streaming, just to gain some new experiences, personal experiences. So he will be more interesting person overall, and just have more to say than just this Reddit level toxicity all the time. And I think even his fans and everyone will be more interested in seeing more different kinds of content as well. Not just hyping on being on the hype train on this overall negativity. I think it's very important.
My plan is to, when I get unbanned, I'll keep streaming regularly, right? And I want to focus more on trying to do things that are fun, trying to laugh more with people rather than at people. I'll still laugh at people every once in a while, okay? Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But it's about a focus, and it's about a tone. I listen to my tone in the clip, and I just sound like such a piece of
damn, dude. I mean, that's very funny to hear. He actually owns up to what he did. I mean, it's obviously a PR strategy as well. When you have done something that dumb, then you need to eat up your in this case. So it's a PR move as well. Let's not forget about that. He didn't do this video for fun. It's a PR move. It's a statement, and because he's such a large creator, he needs to have a statement, right? And what else can he say?
I have a very negative opinion of a lot of religions. I've had the experience firsthand of the negative effects of Christianity and the way that I view that. And I've always read a lot of very bad things about Islam, and I've made a lot of criticisms of it.
Yeah, it's that's why you can't take a stance when you only read r/atheism and some other negative sources about religion, right? Because I have also read and heard very very negative stuff about Islamic religion, right? And there I have always in the news, the most extreme stuff gets always covered, but the normal stuff, the good stuff, that doesn't get covered, right? And I think it's a very very difficult topic to even discuss if you don't have much information about it. But it's you just have if you think about that in a sane way, there are many people who are Islamic, and they are very very proper people, right? So there's actually if you just use your common sense, not everyone is doing extreme negative stuff. You just have to use your head a little bit, and you can understand many religious people are very very wholesome, right? And they are not acting like this, right? But it depends, like said, it's always about the extremists, different regions, or I don't know, and subcultures and stuff like that. There's always insane people around there, so you need to check different sources. If you only read about negative stuff, then you need to also see and look if there are any positive stuff, and have a chance to maybe visit different culture, or I think many countries already now have all religions kind of covered as well, so you can even go to the chapel or whatever, and I don't know, talk with those people and ask what's up with your religion or whatever. They are very more than happy to talk about that, right? It's like Christianity. Like you can go to a church and say I don't think that's real, and they will tell you like what they think about that, about your opinion, and they will try to like guide you and tell you and explain you why they think it is and how it works and so on. And that's about it. You get more information. You are more educated in this. Yeah, I think there's lots of information around there. You can't just look at one side of the coin, one source, and say like, hey, they said it's bad, so it must be bad, right?
I've been like watching things about it, and I've been like hearing people telling me this is the way it is, but I've never seen it. And I actually think that after all this, I think towards the end of next year, I think I'd like to visit the Middle East and see it for myself.
I really hope when he goes, he gets like a guide as well. Just because you're going there, it doesn't mean it's 100% safe, If you don't know the culture, if you don't know the ways. I watched enough like travel TV shows. Some countries or cultures and areas, you really need to know what's up there, You don't know the law and so on. So I hope if he goes there, then he gets a guide. Who knows what's up? But that would be very, very interesting. I really hope when he goes to travel and visits a lot of places, I really hope he makes like live streams as much as he can. It would be very interesting to see him do some other stuff than just playing World of Warcraft and some other like MMO games and doing very toxic reacts. I think that would be very, very good for his content as well.
But I want to do it, and I want to see it for myself. Because I don't like believing what people tell me. And I think that when I do, I end up being a fool.
Yeah, well, it hasn't bothered him for that long, right? But I mean, it's good that he is learning from his mistake. And I think that's the way to go, a way to do. That's what he can do, He slipped up, he messed up, he got suspended. He's now reflecting, looking back. I think that's very healthy, because when I heard this news, when he got banned, one of my worst things, like the first things that I was thinking was like maybe he's going to like get into like severe depression, and if people are like writing him messages and comments on his YouTube and whatever and DMing him to like unalive himself. That's very serious stuff for a person who is spending, like, imagine like your whole life is doing one thing and suddenly it gets taken away and people tell you to do like that you're trash essentially, which wouldn't be like, maybe it's not even that wrong, but you can't tell people to unalive themselves, right? I was actually like, damn, like maybe he's gonna fall into crippling depression and is actually gonna like do something like that. I really hope he doesn't. I hope this is actually a good thing for him, like he said before. So I hope he's going to move forward in a better manner and actually try to improve the streams and his overall mindset.
I want to live for the the idiots out there that they're like looking to me to be a role model, right? Oh, not a good idea. But there are people that will see that and they'll think maybe to themselves, maybe I should do the same thing.
I think actually that's a good point, because most of his viewers are like having this very toxic mindset, and even if he loses some of his following, I think that would be for the better. And if he can convert some of the like the people who are like the toxic people who are following him, if he is going to do better and his viewers are going to do better, I think like that's influence. And that's why this whole situation, that's why what he said had a very, very big impact, because there are a lot of viewers who are like spamming the American emoji in his chat and like are into this very, very weird mindset, right? So if he can make a difference, that will be good.
I need to say it more. I've negatively affected people in ways that I regret. I think whenever I go back live again, I'll probably talk about that more, and like there's some just different people I kind of want to apologize to and take accountability for things that I've said and done that have negatively affected other people in ways that were unfair and wrong. And that's what my plan is. That's about it. I want to say that I hope that now, after you've heard what I have to say, that a lot of you all can see kind of why I'm saying that I appreciate this. I really think that this is something I needed.
Yeah, I think, otherwise he would have just devolved even more forever endeavor until I don't know when or what time. Because right now, like everything disgusting he does, like he has been so far to this point, like just been like embracing all the weird stuff he does, and sometimes he memes along for sure. Like he's not an idiot, obviously, but like starting with taking like no showers ever and like being the most like disgusting person and having like a home that's like basically like all the time, embracing that kind of like very weird kind of mindset, like being the golem of the Twitch. It's kind of weird, like when you're like so happily accepting that, and like it already shows that it's like you're not 100% in there, right?
I'm just gonna focus on myself for a while, try to improve my own life, and there's a lot of things I think, again, I'll probably talk about more whenever I go live again, that are like more kind of just like kind of in the weeds, like personal stuff. But overall, that's the big picture. That's where I'm at. And so anyway, that's about all I've got, and I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna try to just take this time off to really kind of fix my so yeah, anyway guys, that's about it. I'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he can do, right? I don't know like where it's gonna take him, like overall what's gonna happen next. Maybe the content is getting better. Maybe it is like very big improvement. Maybe he's going to change everything too drastically. Maybe he's going to fall off. I don't know. I don't know if this is the high point now, or is that just like a little mess, and he's gonna like get better and better and stronger. Is he gonna fly high or not? I mean, I think it's good that like he has this perspective, and like only 3 days ago, like basically one day after the ban, basically he just like admit like doing that kind of like owned up to that. I think that's like the least you can do. I think the overall apology, like it wasn't too much like of an apology. Like there were elements of that. It didn't seem like very, very fake. I think he means it, but I could be naive as well. But I don't know. I don't care really. I have been following his content for a long time, to be honest. Like he has like made lots of good stuff as well, right? So if he makes stuff better, if he moves on and makes like more interesting content, like I mean traveling ERL streams, that those will be very, very cool to see. Him like learning about new and doing and talking about like better perspective about things, that is obviously very, very welcome, because right now so far, like he said, the last 2 years, I will say even maybe I would like say this, like in the past 1 year, his takes have been very, very bad, especially when it comes to like anything else that is not US. Whenever he talks about Europe as well, it's very, very wrong most of the time, or the opinions are very, very weak without any research behind them or like any knowledge. Like I don't know if Asmongold has ever been to Europe, but like when you are talking about Europe in that level, then you should know a little better, right? I think there are many people who are like just rotten. When you look at the comments, not all of them, but like people are like getting mad about that or angry that he even did this apology video, basically, and that's not okay. Like I mean, he messed up. That's what you have to do. You have to take some responsibility in what you said. Obviously, him getting suspended is also like Twitch doing the right thing. You should like negative comments like that shouldn't be allowed, of course. Travel vlog will be insane. I think that will be very interesting watch. I agree. I was actually looking at what has happened in his Twitter account, and you can see that he hasn't had many tweets. He just had this one tweet looking back that he did some he messed up. And look at this. Like this is the first comment here. You just violated your own golden rule of never apologizing. It would be interesting to hear why you made exception on your next YouTube vid. I mean, this is like such a weird comment, and what he responds is actually like very, very true. And this actually shows the mindset of his viewers. Many people like, you just violated your golden rule of never apologizing. Like obviously, like he says, I don't mind apologizing if it's something I think I'm actually wrong about. Given the amount of times I've gotten hate for things, and never apologize should be proof enough of that. What the is this? How can you have a sink? Like, imagine you have like millions of dollars and your sink looks like that. Holy shit, that's bad. However, for someone who hasn't cleaned in like 12 years or even longer, that looks pretty crisp. And I mean, if it works, if he's happy with that, you don't need to upgrade. But you know, this looks already so much better. Like, it looked like, wow, how can you even have something get so bad? Like, it's like rusted out, or what is going on? But you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's clean now. That's great. You know, I really hope he starts like building up his whole like better persona, and just like, you know, gets his shit together. This is a start for someone who has never cleaned his room basically, or a kitchen. I mean, that's a start. That's nice to see. Damn, that's a huge spider there, but I didn't even know how you can let things get that disgusting. But hey, that's alright. You know, this looks nice. That's a step forward. It would be very cool if he would share more pictures like that, you know, cleaning his own room again, and like in a better way. The world is healing. Bro is proud he cleaned up after himself. I mean, this is the kind of mindset, you know. People can like, this is the part of like having such a toxic community behind you. If you have this kind of condition where you're just like unwilling, or it's very difficult for you to actually do something for yourself to improve your like overall well-being and life and so on, and you finally do that, and there are people saying like, you know, shit like that, I think he should be very proud of like cleaning up after himself, especially after he hasn't done that for years. That's cool. Anyways, yeah, thanks for hanging out, and see you in the next one.